Hear again how the Lord puts it. See now that I, even I, am He, and there is no God beside me. I kill, I make alive. I wound, and I heal. And there is none that can deliver out of my hand. Proud or lowly, hungry or well-filled, rich or poor, all will be put to work in the Lord's service as He prepares His way. Nothing will be left untouched or unemployed. Nothing. Proud, lowly, hungry, well-filled, rich, poor, all will be worked and worked to death in order that the Lord's way be established. You will not escape being used. You will be used up. You will die in the Lord's service, just like those used up horses from the olden days of road building. So it is good to know the truth about yourself and about dead horses. Ole moved to Montana, bought a horse for $100 from a rancher. The rancher came to deliver it the next day, but when he got out of the truck, he said, Ole, I got bad news. The horse died. Ole said, well, just give me my money back. The rancher said, I can't. I've already spent it. Ole said, well, just leave the horse. And the rancher said, what are you going to do with a dead horse? And Ole goes, well, I'm going to raffle him off. And the rancher goes, you can't raffle off a dead horse. Ole goes, well, sure I can. I just won't tell anybody he's dead. Well, about a month later, the rancher and Ole cross paths again, and the rancher inquires about how the dead horse raffle went. And so Ole says, well, I sold 500 tickets at $2 a piece, and I netted $898. And the rancher, just incredulous, says, well, didn't anybody complain? And Ole goes, well, not really, just the guy who won. So I gave him his $2 back. The truth about yourselves. Paul said, you are dead, and your life is hid with Christ in God. When you know this truth about yourself before God, when you know the reality of your mortality, then you know there is only one who can make use of dead horses. And that's not Ole. No, that one is the Father. The Father who gives His Son to be the life of all dead horses. The very Son who gathers all things to Himself is the one who gathers those who have been used up in service, in preparation, in building the way of the Lord. This is the child of Mary, who would be no respecter of persons. Proud, lowly, hungry, well-filled, rich, poor, hard-hearted, broken-hearted, tender-hearted, all will be stirred up, lifted, torn down, leveled. This is the Christ of whom Paul would declare, I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. And the life I now live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of God, who loved me and gave Himself for me. When you know the truth about yourself and the Son of God who loved you, still loves you, and will love you all the way to your used up death. When you know that truth, the magnificence of Mary's declaration comes to you in a new way. No longer will you hear it as the announcement of some final retribution meted out so that they will finally get theirs. No longer will you hear it as some way to determine how to escape being judged. No, when you know the truth about God's alien work, you will hear the magnificence of the Magnificat for what it is, God putting all things in service of His way. The magnificence of our God is that even His alien work serves His proper work. Even His judgment serves His mercy. Even His wrath serves His love. This is good news to you who have been used up by God's alien work. Used up so that God might destroy your ungodliness. Used up so that out of your death God would bring life. The magnificence of the Magnificat is God's way will prevail. He will tear His way through our human landscape, using up all things, so that all that remains is His Son, who was, who is, and who always will be your life. Thanks be to God. Amen.